Good job, Stephanie, though. That was great. I mean, I it's like, you know, and a lot of times you'll find that with Andrew Lloyd Webber stuff, and who's the guy? David Black. Sometimes again, a lot of their songs, they're very much like rock songs or pop songs, where they don't have a great dramatic journey to kind of one thing. You know, like a lot of rock songs are, like pop songs are about one thing. That's great. That's cool. But if you're going to use a dramatic context, a situation, you have to feel for it. I'm going to move over here so you can see the afterglow. You know, I thought about that, like, who are the guys in the balcony over there? I'm like, yeah, sit down here. Yeah, but look at all these people here. Okay. Now. Love to do. Exactly. This gives you a chance to perform.
This I like, and this is dressing them up from Spider-Woman. Well, we're going to be together for some time. You'd think you'd want to know something about me. And I'm good at it, too. Do you know why? It's because I can't less. I know that each mannequin is perfect. Dressing them up. I love dressing them up. The subtle touch of a hat, touches like that, make me the best of the lot at dressing them up. The way I found the belt, folded the felt, helped me to get where I got. Before I got where I got, the absolute top. For example, once I asked for a Balenciaga scarf to stuff in a mannequin's purse. They told me no one on earth will see. I answered no one on earth but me. I stood my ground as no other dresser does. And darling, guess what? Balenciaga, it was the creme de la creme. As I adjusted each hem, I kept on dazzling them at my particular store, which was the best in the town. You'd never catch them wearing a frown or catch them dressing me down for my fitness and dressing them up. Raise that skirt just an inch or two, add some room, just for the fan. Bustier, stuff that gauze, make her bustier. Oh, that front. I would not be caught dead in it well. They start out like hell. My name was Hell. I had the touch. Thank you very much.
Good, good. This is a kind of song. Is this a song that you would choose for audition?
Not the whole song, but I would choose some of it.
Very obviously, it's a very, very,
Yeah.
you know, he is an incredibly flamboyant gay window dresser. He's a designer, you know. So, for the most part, I would either this guy in Kiss of the Spider Woman or something that is very specifically near that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just such a specific song that and character, you know. But it's you have to be going literally. It's what you have to be auditioning for someone who is either very flamboyantly gay or it's a very flamboyant artist, or it has to be something, because it doesn't leave you any room to much with except what it is, Now, speaking of that, it's actually a good song for you, but also something that you need to go 100 more miles with. If you're going to do this song, you need to become this. What was his name in the play?
Melina.
Melina. That's right. You need to become Melina. You need to. When you're talking about, when suddenly you're breaking into like, what is he? Suddenly you're there, and what are you doing? You're doing like the
Fix it now.
Yeah. Fix it now. I mean, you need to go for it now.
Okay.
If you're going to do this,
Okay.
you really. I mean, I'm telling you, like, fix it there. Whatever it is you're doing. Okay, good. If you're going to play this gay window dresser, you play it. Because if you don't play it, I'm going to go to sleep.
Okay.
And that was the danger of what you just did. Is I'm going like, why isn't he going for this? If you're going to, I mean, it's like I want to see the mannequin, I want to see the ham, I want to see. Oh, that's fabulous! Look at that. That's so great. And and how do you put on a scarf? You know what I mean? I mean, you are. That is scary. You got to go for it. You can't back away. You can't be shy about this. What's the first thing you said?
Dressing them up. I love them up. The subtle tilt of a hat, touches like that make me the best of them all.
The subtle tilt of the hat, I mean, really, use your arms, use your hands. This is a guy who is not, to be fair, he's not afraid of being a big old queen, That's who he is, right? That's who the character is. He is like totally comfortable with being who he is, even if he has to be in prison, right?
With a man.
With a man who's like homophobic, and yeah, exactly.
I fixed that.
Who's a exactly, but see, that's the point. That's what you have to give us.
Okay.
Okay? So let's start the song again. I don't know how we're doing on time here. We may be. How many more people? Yeah. We have 2 more people. Okay.
We're fine.
Are we okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're only halfway through the afternoon.
Right. Oh. Okay. So if you're going to do this kind of song, you've got to go for it because there ain't no middle ground with this guy. You know, I mean, you had a, you had your when you had a scarf and a purse. That's exactly what happened. Okay, I am the best there is. All right. So I just want you to know that. And I had a mannequin, this, that, fabulous. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, go for it.
Okay.
In terms of doing the speech before,
Right.
you don't really need to.
Okay.
I mean, it is a long intro, is it? But there's a way to cut that down, isn't there, David?
Oh yeah, there's
Isn't there
two
just a
major
bump, bump,
ramps.
bump,
Yeah,
bump, 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 two, and go.
Dressing them up.
Do it.
I love the dressing them up. The subtle tilt of a hat. Touches like that make me the best of the lot at dressing them up. I was the freest.
Yeah, I mean, so you actually can do the song without the
Okay.
intro, and I probably would if I was using it for an audition. But again, know that to use this for an audition, especially if it's just like a general audition. Say you're just going into audition for like say they're going to do a season at a summer stock theater or someplace. To use this song is going to immediately cast you in something that they're going to say, oh, he can really do the gay thing. That's what they're going to say because it's just that strong a song and that strong a character.
So it's better for like cabaret or something, not really for like a
Oh yeah.
like in a
I
cabaret
personally,
situation.
I would again, unless it was for a production of Kiss of the Spider Woman, or it was a production of something else where I knew they were going to have a very flamboyantly gay character that I would be right for, I would not use this song. But if there's something like that, go for it.
Okay.
It's a great song. Isn't there like, remember the old musical Coco? Didn't Rene Bourgeois play like a gay, it was Coco Chanel's, if they ever did a revival of that, there's an old show called Coco, where if you were auditioning for that, you could use a song for that, it's that kind of thing.
But for like a general audition,
I wouldn't.
keep it in the back.
It's just too,
Yeah.
because it's just really,
Yeah. Yeah.
Great. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Michael, we have a breakdown. If you'd like to take a break,
Oh, the bell rang?
it's up to you. We have till
Do all these guys leave now?
No,
We're
they're
going to
not.
hang around?
No, they'll stay around. They just go to the
Talk to you
bathroom,
guys again.
take a bathroom break.
drink some water.
Okay, take a break.
November 12th, because that's the day you guys are
Invited to this
Yes.
for half price. So,
Half price.
and you know what? They usually give us dollar tickets, but Ragtime's going to sell so well. Don't count on dollar tickets for Ragtime.
No, you'll have to tell Miss Ross if you're going to attend because it is the last performance of a sellout, and we'll sell your seats if we don't know it, and we're going to have you meet with the cast afterwards.
Here it
Is
is.
the 12th is
Hey, yo!
The 12th is absolutely out.
Tell
Miss
me.
Rossi, and then we'll work. The two of us will work something
Tell
out.
me. What do you want?
We're going on the 12th. Do you know what?
It's a Sunday
It's
afternoon.
a Sunday matinee.
Sunday matinee at 2 o'clock, I assume.
Right, and then you'll have time, and see, he'll be gone, and you can talk to the cast, and they will really tell you what to do.
I'll be back in New York, and then they'll tell you how much they hated me.
That is not going to
How
happen.
much they hated
Look how
all the
charming he is.
work,
Could you
all the
hate
work
this
I
man?
did.
Never.
I'm sorry?
What's your DNA?
Well, whatever floats your boat, well, welcome to the new people who just came in. I'm Michael. We didn't they shoot like the new Star Wars and these things? They did this whole digital, they did this whole digital stuff. It's easy. Yeah, exactly. All right.
Hello, my name is Maya Randolph, and I will be singing Yes, My Heart from Carnival. I am dizzy, I am whirling, I feel like my hair is curling all around my head, like a lucky bird landing on my head. I must pinch myself to see if this has happened to me. It's like a lucky bird landing on my head. Ordinarily I'm weak, but I could raise a fuss and shriek. See that clown? I just might jump right up, take a bite. But while I live, stand completely still. My heart's trying to tell me something. Yes, my heart begins. Speak or pound my skin. Tell me something. Tell me something. Yes, my heart, you're wonderful. Yes, my heart, this is our chance. Oh, while I live, stand completely still. Then I'll have to laugh and take a
What is that song? I don't know this song. Tell me again.
Yes, my heart.
Yes, My Heart from. That's from Carnival?
Yeah, it's not.
Wow, I don't know that song. Huh?
It's not in the vocal section.
It isn't?
No.
Oh, maybe that's why. Anyway, good. How did you feel about that? What you just did? Like you good? Do you feel like you did a good job? You feel like you did okay? What would you do differently?
Be more confident going into it.
Confident going into it? I think you know what a couple of things, and I think you did a pretty good job with it. I think you do a lot better. I didn't quite know. Oddly enough, I didn't quite know what the song was about. Who is she singing about? What is she singing about? Very clearly. And it may be just me. I may be an idiot, but you may be auditioning for idiots. So tell me what is this song about?
Well, I was singing to a really good friend about this guy that just asked me out that I really, really like, but I can't tell anyone that he asked me out. It's like a big
Why
secret.
can't you tell me?
It's just like a big secret and I can't tell anyone. So I'm like bursting to get it off my chest.
But I'm saying, why can't you tell me? Oh, he doesn't.
Yeah, he doesn't want anyone to
Well,
know.
so this guy, there's a guy who asked you out, but he said, let's keep this. Well, we want to go out a couple of times before we broadcast it. Because why? Because look, it's going to go around the room. Everybody's talking about it. Right? So we don't want everybody to say, "Oh, you're dating so and so," right? Okay. So what's the first thing you said?
I am busy. I am whirling. I feel like my hair is curling all around my head.
So if he said, "Let's not talk about it," don't tell anyone. Who are you telling?
My friend, I'm bursting to tell her. I have to tell her. I really trust her.
Okay. So this is like, is it your best friend? Okay. How well do you know these people? Really well? Is your best friend in this room? Who's your closest friend here? Emily? Are you Emily? Come here, Emily. Here's Emily. Here's your best friend in school, okay? Best friend. And she's saying, you're so funny. It's okay. And all you're going to have to do is all you're going to have to say to her is you're going to have to say, is there something you want to tell me? Are you hiding something? Okay? I don't want you to tell her. Tell your best friend. Really tell her, okay? David, you can start. Is there something?
Is there something you want to tell me? I am dizzy, I am whirling, I feel like my hair is curling all around my head, like a lucky bird landed on my head. I must pinch myself to see if this has happened and to me. It's like a lucky bird landing on my head.
Let's stop, David. Let's stop. Stop for a second. If you're really incredibly excited about this, physically, how could you be? Like, oh, there you go. You know, it's like, have you ever seen her like this? She's going, I don't know what to do. I'm not usually like this, you know. I am so amazing, crazy. You know what I mean? I mean, like, move around a little bit. It's like, you know. I mean, are you a very physical person? Are you? Yeah, I heard some laughter. I mean, it's like, you know. If you get excited about something.
I'm like all over the place.
What did you do with your hands? Do that again. Oh, there you go. Whoa. Whoa. You see what I mean? I mean, it's like, you know, loosen up, lighten up here. This is your best friend. And you know, so, okay, if David starts the music, let's see. What? You're going to tell her? And go!
I am dizzy, I am whirling, I feel like my hair is curling all around my head, like a lucky bird landed on my head. I must pinch myself to see if this has happened and to me. It's like a lucky bird landed on my head. Ordinarily I'm meek, but I could raise a fuss and shriek. See it now, I just might jump right on, take all night. But for a while I will stand completely still.
Okay, let's hold just for a second. So you see what the lyric is really doing, right? You're saying like a bird landing on my head. I could do this, I could do that, I could do this. But okay, what am I going to do? Center myself. For a moment, I'm just going to stand still. Right? And what does she say? She says, for
While I will stand completely still.
yeah, and
My heart's trying to tell me something.
what is it trying to tell you?
I really, really like this guy.
Yeah. So rather than just being all excited about it, you're actually going to take, you're really going to take stock, right? You're going to say, okay, I'm going to stand still. I'm going to think what this is really about. And you're going to share this with your best friend, like the most, that in a way, and keep going with that lyric right there. What else is it? It says,
My heart's trying to tell me something. Yes, my heart begin. Speak or pound or spin. Tell me something.
so your heart is trying to tell you something, which is really kind of the most intimate thing you're telling your best friend, right? It's not as much about, I am this and I am that and I am crazy in love with this guy, you know what I mean? That's all and she's kind of looking at you like, you're out of your mind. What are you doing? You're acting so weird. so crazy. And then you realize, okay, I'm going to stand still. And you're really going to share with her what you really feel. You know what I mean? Okay, try it again. And let's just see a little bit more of this character, but not, even when we move, sometimes it's like when we move, it's like what you were doing a little bit. I was telling you about like make your moves specific. Don't just move to move, because there's nothing like unspecific moves to just kind of make the energy just kind of dissipate. You got to, we know as dancers too, we move to make a point, or to or even if it's excited movement, it's like I'm going to move here and then I'm going to go and then I'm going to see. But you know what I really want to do is, and then I'm going to go ahead. I am so, and a bird. Also, she says this thing about the bird twice, right? Doesn't she say that twice? Yeah, about what is it about the bird on your head?
Oh, yeah.
What does she say?
Like a lucky bird landing on my head.
Like a lucky bird landing on my head. And then she keeps going on, and then she says it again. What that says to me is like, what that says to you, her best friend, is like, you're crazy. You're crazy in love. Because you just repeated yourself about some bird landing on your head. And maybe you even, when you say that again, do you suddenly realize you just said something, you said the same stupid thing twice? You see what I mean? Is there an awareness on your part that you are being a little over the top here? And that's why you go, okay, calm down, just say what's in my heart. Okay? Okay, let's try it again from the top. You're so excited.
I am busy, I am willing, I feel like my hair is curling all around my head. Like a lucky bird landing on my head. I must pinch myself to see if this has happened yet to me. Like a lucky bird landing on my head. Ordinarily I'm meek, but I could raise a fuss and shriek. See that clown? I just might jump right up, take a bite. But for a while I will.
Let's hold this for a second, David. Let's hold for a second. Now, you just made a switch, did you not? Or you needed to, and I didn't see one. That thing. What do you say just before you say the word but?
See that cloud? I just might jump right up, take a bite.
I just want to jump right out and take a bite. But I'm not going to do that. You see what I mean? We got to see, there's something very interesting about, for me anyway, about seeing, and like the brain working, in a character. It's like I see the brain going. I see like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then, no, I'm not. What I'm going to do is this. I'm going to tell you in a different way. Okay? You see, you can kind of see my brain working. You see, and that's what brings it alive for us, I think, even more. So do it right near the end, right before you do that switch. Okay? Where would that be, David? Just a couple, couple lines back.
I just might jump right up, or do you want to start back at ordinarily I'm meek?
Let's do that. Ordinarily, yeah.
Ordinarily I'm meek, but I could raise a fuss and shriek. See that clown? I just might jump right up, take a bite. But for a while I will stand completely still. My heart
So again, it's like, tell me something. Tell me something, or whatever you choose it to be. But there's a reason that a lyricist or a playwright or anybody writes a repeat of anything. It's because it just isn't a repeat. Unless it's one of those, I don't know, if it's a weird guy who just repeat, he's crazy and just says over and over again, I think I'm going to remember. I think I'm really going to do it. I think I'm going to really do it. I think I'm going to, I mean, maybe there's crazy people like that, But there's a reason I think she says this twice, right? So you got to find all those little things in this, I think what you really need to do, I think it's a good song for you. I think it's a good choice. But you have to really, you have to really make some stronger decisions about why you're singing this, who you're singing it to. Thank you, by the way. You did a great job. Why you're doing it, why, and you got to really, again, it's all about the words, understanding what you're saying, and a little thing like that switch, where you stop, you suddenly realize, oh my God, I must look like a real idiot. And you say, okay, I'm going to say it differently. Now I'm just going to stand still. Take your time and because it's not, even in that little place in the music, David, it's not written, I don't know if it's written to go right on, but that's one of those little moments where I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But if I just stand still or whatever it is, generally, if you make little tiny adjustments like that, a good accompanist in an audition situation will be in tune enough with your performance, if it's specific enough, that they'll follow you. They'll kind of feel what you're feeling as long as you give them a good guide by giving a very specific performance. Does that make sense? Good. Good. Good job. Great. Great.
I have a question on what you just said. Would that be they would follow you? They would follow you because they sense where you were going, or would you tell them, oh, could you put them in order rest here?
Well, what you can do, and you can probably answer this as well as I do, but I mean, what I've done in audition situations as an actor is I have, well, the first thing you realize is there are probably 90% of the accompanists you'll have in an audition, in New York at least, if you're there, most of them are pretty good. They're used to playing auditions, first of all, and in fact, you end up running into the same people a lot. I mean, you'll run into the same accompanists. A lot of them play Broadway. They play in Broadway pits. They're used to playing for singers. They're used to playing musical theater stuff that is sung too. So a lot of them, even if you don't mention anything, they're really good at listening to the actor. They're gonna kind of hear where you're going with something. But the other thing is, I will actually say to David, I will say, here's being alive. And now at measure 74, let's let it breathe just a little, okay? Because I'm going to take a little more time that's even written there. You see what I mean? And you can, and again, most accompanists will say, cool, that's great, And sometimes you even, you can even mark that in your score a little bit, and they'll just follow it. Sometimes I've actually brought music where the accompanist, if I know, will actually mark it in themselves. They'll say, oh, you like to do that? Here, let me do this. And they'll make a marking there that then, any other accompanist will just follow, So,
In her particular piece of music, it's marked very specifically that there's a retard as she comes to the end of that section before she goes into the next part of the music, and there's a caesura, which is a railroad tracks that tells you she's going to make a complete stop, and that enables her to make the change into the new feeling of the song. It's really specific in some music. They mark it very clearly. Other places they don't. But most of the time, composers are very specific about what they want. Then if a voice teacher wants to have you do something different with it, then they should mark that in or have the person mark in. here I want to do something different. I want to slow down, or I want to hold this note a little bit longer. And you should try to mark that, or if you don't mark it, tell the accompanist. But it's better if it's marked, because you're expecting them to remember all this and maybe sight read something they've never seen before.
Right.
So the better it's marked, the better it is for your accompanist to try to stay with you.
And also in terms of, usually, for the if a score is marked, like with railroad tracks or whatever it is, a composer has spent an enormous amount of time writing this, and there's a reason. The reason there are markings in a score is that oftentimes can be part of the storytelling. It's not arbitrary. So what I try to do usually is respect. The first thing I do is respect what the composer wrote. If the composer wrote this tempo, I don't try to do it in a different tempo, unless I'm making a point about doing that, and or if whatever kind of markings are in the score, we try to respect that, because again, it's part of it's as much a part of the storytelling as the words are. Except that, the words are the language, that's the content, and as I said before, the music is kind of the underscoring under the content. But that music and the words should all just, in a good score, should just work like that. It should be a perfect marriage. And part of that is the composer's markings of what he or she wrote. Okay? Does that kind of answer? Great. Good.
They're very specific when they tell you what the song should feel like. So you're not left wandering around in the dark trying to figure it out. Really specifically marked.
Yeah. All right, Isaiah? Isaiah.
No, I'm not playing your schedule. Yeah, I'll play the song on your voice.
Oh, I thought he was still talking.
Nope, he is on.
Well, hi, my name is Isaiah Smith, and I'll be singing Mama Orango from Mini Schools. What do you give to the lady who has given all her life and love to you? What do you give to the reason you are living? I could window shop the world before I'm through. Mama, a rainbow, mama, a sunrise,
singing to?
I'm singing. Okay, can I just tell you the whole thing?
No, I just want about half of it. Yeah, the whole thing would be nice.
Because I thought this. All right, I'm singing to my mom through a door because we kind of had an argument, and she's kind of mad at me. And my friend's sitting in the room, and she's just kind of listening to what I'm saying. And like I'm telling her, but at the same time, you know, like how you say something, somebody, so someone else will hear it. That's what I'm doing. That's not.
That's the most complicated thing I have ever heard.
main office, Sadiq Moore, Michael Jackson, Anastasia Coates.
Michael Jackson?
Very well, there he is.
Really? Is your name Michael Jackson? Really? Wow.
No, he made it up.
Somebody's apple. The apples are falling from the tree. Okay. Okay, I thought you did okay with this song. This is a great song for you. I think that the scenario, the scene that you've set up in your head is a little confusing. Tell me again, you're singing to your mom
Through a door.
through a screen door? Well, no, I'm serious. I don't know. I mean,
no.
through a door like that?
Our doors aren't like it's okay, so like a door like that, but she can hear me, and I know she can hear me. And I guess this is my way of apologizing.
And yet someone else is in the room listening.
Because I'm talking to okay.
No, it's cool. I mean, I just want to get, I just want to be clear what you're thinking so that I can tell you to think of something else. I'm kidding. No. There is no right and wrong. There is no,
Because I've just given
I just want you to be, okay, I'm sorry, continue. So your mother's on the other side of the door. Can she see you?
She can't see me, but she can hear me. And in the middle of the song, when it's like I'm singing "Mama," a lifetime crowded with laughter. That's when she opens up the door, and I see her, and then it's just more emotional on both parts.
Right.
Neither one of us is mad at each other anymore.
And who is this? Okay, so you're mad. You guys met to fight.
Okay.
Now, who is the other person in the room with you?
Okay, just a friend over. Okay, and they saw the fight, and I guess like the beginning when I'm singing, "What do you give to the lady who has given?" I'm singing it to her. I'm singing it to my mom.
Uh-huh.
No, I'm singing it. Okay, I'm singing it to my mom. Okay, she hears me. I want her to hear me, so that it seems like I'm speaking to her, but really I'm speaking to my mom. This is very confusing.
You got to simplify your story. No, I mean, I see what you're saying, and I respect that you're really trying to set up a situation here. I think that honestly, I think that you don't have to do nearly as much of a story with this, and it could be very effective. What is the first thing that you say in the song? What's the first lyric?
What do you give to the lady who has given all her life and loved you?
And then?
What do you give to the reasons you are living? I could window shop the world before I'm through.
And then you say?
Mama, a rainbow. Mama, a sunrise. Mama, the moon to rain. That's nothing.
Okay. I don't know how this was done in Minnie's Boys years ago. I never saw the show, so I don't know. But I'm thinking, how moving this could be if this was how you made up with your mother, who you just had a fight with. If you were saying this right to her face.
Yeah.
Rather than she's like in another room on the other side of the door, but she can hear you and you're saying this to a friend. First of all, to say these kind of things to a friend, unless this is someone who's known your mother since they were that high, they might tune out, I think, like pretty quickly. It's like, what do you say to the woman who gave you everything? What are you talking about, Isaiah? You know, what are you talking about, your mom? That's just Mrs. Isaiah mom. This is, you know, it's like, you're being, what I think my point, the point I'm trying to make is you're saying some incredibly intimate, moving things about your mother that I would say that a friend of yours, unless, I mean, I don't know what kind of friend would sit there and listen to a lot of this stuff. A mother would. Mom would sit there. She'd listen to you say. She would listen to her son say these things. You know? Because there's something really kind of moving about that to me. You know? Because there's also something about, you know, are you rich? I mean, your character that's singing the song. Are they rich?
No, they're not rich.
No, they're not. Because what does he say?
So,
Mama,
I could window shop.
I could what?
I could window shop the world and, you know, a palace.
But basically, what are you offering her?
Yeah, I get it.
You're offering her.
Well, everything, just anything she wants.
That's what you'd love to give her.
Yeah.
Because she's that good a woman. That good a woman. I would give her what to wear. What do you say?
Diamonds, like mountains of gold.
Mountains of gold. That's not something you can buy. But you would give her mountains of gold to wear. But you know what? That's not good enough. Not half good enough for my mom. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Try it again. And this time, you're very simply, you're talking to your mom. Okay? Maybe your mom has had a really, really hard day. Maybe there's no food on the table. And she's worried that she's not going to be able to feed you and your brothers and sisters. And she feels like, why I'm a terrible mother. I can't give you all I want to give you, can I? I'm a terrible mom. I wish I could have done more, you know.
What do you give to the lady who has given all her life and love to you?
Start again. Good. Start again. And don't sing it so much. Almost talk it, okay? Just say the word. You know, like, what do you give to the woman who's given you everything? She doesn't feel like she's giving you everything. She feels like she's giving you nothing. You know? Okay? Don't sing. Just tell me the words.
What do you give to the lady who has given all her life and love to you?
Take your time.
What do you give to the reasons you're living? I could window shop the world before I'm through. Mama, a rainbow. Mama, a sunrise. Mama, the moon to wear. That's not good enough. No, not good enough. Not for Mama. Mama, a palace. Diamonds like doorknobs. Mountains of gold to spare. That's not good enough. No, not good enough. Not for Mama. Mama, a lifetime crowded with laughter. That's not long enough. Not half long enough. What can
better. I mean, I just felt like it's more. I think that if you choose to tell your mother this, I think it makes it, it does something to you a little bit. That you're talking to her, and if you could do anything, what would you do? Mama, young and beautiful. If I could take you back to that, I would do that. If I could make you young and beautiful again, but yet you're still young and beautiful to me. But even that's not good enough. Mama, a rainbow. I'll give you that. I'll give you. I think it just makes it a little more specific if you get rid of the friend you're talking to. I don't think you need it. Just talk to your mom. Just tell her how you're feeling. This is another little case. Remember that thing the thing about just waiting there for the intro to happen? You have to have a life going on, even in during the intro before you start to sing, because it's a scene, And again, it's another case of if you don't want to, if you're just going to stand there, turn into it. I'm here and I'm going, Mama, a rainbow. I brought you in. I've just brought you into my story a little bit by that kind of thing. Good.
I don't know. I look at it differently now because, at first I was just thinking to be it's Mama Rainbow, Mama Sunrise. Okay, those are good things, but now it's you can't give your mom a rainbow. It's unrealistic, but it's the feelings that you have about your mom. That I think
That's the whole point, isn't it? You can't give her a rainbow. You can't give her a mountain of gold to wear, or whatever that line is. You can't really give her that. But if you could, you would.
Yeah.
Because she sacrificed so much for you. And maybe she's not young and beautiful like she was, But, that's how much she means to you. That if you could, you would. Excellent. Good work.
Here's in my ideal world, what would happen would be that Ramona will sing her song, we'll do one more,
Okay?
and then if you I'm sorry, we just happen to have oddly enough, I didn't even know that was in there. Michael Rupert was in this. Really? Maybe he'd sing for
That
us.
was real stuff. That was real stuff.
Did you tell her how much it cost to have you sing?
Yeah.
We'll pay it. We will pay it.
So let me get my calculator. would you do differently?
I'm really nervous.
Don't be. Just relax. It's fun. You like to sing?
Yeah.
All right. And that's what it's about. You like to act? Yeah. So it's all we're doing here. So do you think that your nerves got in your way a little bit?
A little bit.
Tough song to do if you're nervous,
Yeah.
right? Really. So you got to find a way to get away from your nerves. You know, whatever that takes. You got to, you know, if you're going to do this song, because it's like it's a torch song, right? It's a sultry kind of song that that needs to exude confidence, I think, you know. I think what you need to do with this song is like there was a little bit of okay, let's just you know very quickly just talk about the arc of the song. You know, where does she end up? I mean, what is she saying at the end of the song?
She's saying that this time she's not only getting the guy that she wants, but she gets to love him.
Right. So what that's saying to me is that's not happened before, right? And she hasn't really gotten the guy she wants before, but she's getting it this time. It's going to be different. So who are you singing the song to?
A guy that I'm interested in.
Oh, so you're actually singing it to the guy?
Well, actually, I think it's to the guy, but he can't hear her. She's like, something going on like inside. Well,
You know, you guys, between you and the door. And you're singing to a guy that can't hear you. I think you're making it more complicated than you need to. But yeah, that's okay. I'm not laughing at you, right? I'm just saying, like, you know, it's interesting that's what you're setting up. Because you keep going. So you're singing to a guy. He can't hear you. Why? Because he's in another part of the room.
yeah.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
Okay. So say you're across the room from this guy. Is this a cocktail party? You know, there's like a lot of people around, and you see this guy way over there, and you're sitting, and you're here at the bar, right? And you're going. In a way, if he's that far away, you're really kind of talking to yourself. You're not really talking to him, though you're directing it at him, right? Sooner or later, you're gonna be mine. You know, you can see him over there. Sooner or later, you're gonna be mine, or whatever it is. I don't know, whatever, you know. But so I think you have to make a very clear choice. You're either kind of singing this to someone across the room, and he's there, and you're singing it kind of to yourself, or you're singing it and he's not there, and you're singing it to yourself. You know, like if you like saying, okay, this time it's going to be right. And I can see him. So sooner or later, what is it? Sooner or
Sooner
later.
or later you're gonna be mine. Sooner or later you're gonna be fine. Maybe it's time that you face that I always get my man.
I always get my man. Or you choose that you're actually, he's right there. And if you do that with this kind of music and with this kind of song, you're basically, it's like you're seducing him, really, you know? So a lot of that attitude that you were having before, you know, like in the intro, I have to say it kind of all disappeared when you started to sing. You know what I mean? I mean, it all has to be of a piece, you know? First of all, what I would do is, that intro seemed, did she just not come in, or it seemed like the intro went on twice as long as it needs to.
It's just a vamp.
It's just a vamp. So you need to come in much sooner, okay? You know, like what is that vamp?